Happy Valentine's month, everybody. I'm the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to share with you some of my favorite Valentine's Day episodes from TV shows or even movies. Um, Not everything is all lovey-dovey. Sometimes Valentine's Days deal with heartache and everything. So, some episodes will be romantic and lovey-dovey, while others will be very sad and heart-wrenching and stuff. But love is love. It doesn't always come with smiles and giggles and glee. So, I'm here today to talk to you about Not Another Teen Movie, the 2001 spoof. This movie is hilarious. Not me. Oh man, it is hilarious and stuff. Basically, this movie takes inspiration from tons of teen romance comedy movies, um, and 80s romance teen movies and stuff. If it wasn't for Scary Movie, this movie probably would not have happened. But then again, if it wasn't for Scream, the movie that restarted it all, then this would never been possible, because Scream, of course, reinvented the slasher genre, the teen slasher craze, teen movies, teen romance movies, and then of course spoofs. The teen romance and spoof thing, they've been dead since the 80s, but Scream reinvigorated, and so did Scary Movie. And as much as I love Scary Movie, not the sequels, but just the first one, I know I'm not another teen movie is probably my all-time favorite spoof. And ironically, it never got a sequel. And it's a good standalone movie and stuff. And this movie takes inspiration from a lot of different movies. I guess one of the reasons why I like this one better than Scary Movie, because Scary Movie was mostly just a direct rip from that of Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer. But this one takes from multiple movie sources. 16 Candles, American Pie, American Beauty, She's All That. Varsity Blue. God, what are some other ones I can think of? The Breakfast Club. And something else. Not She's All That, but Never Been Kissed, but not that many Cruel Intentions. But then something else, a movie I own that because of this movie, it caused me to Can't Hardly Wait. Because of this movie, I bought Can't Hardly Wait. And what's crazy is that when this movie came out, I just took a chance and just bought it on DVD because I love scary movies so much, and I was really into spoofs at that time. And also this was around the time where I would just buy things on DVD and hope for the best. And it normally always turned out good, except for 2 or 3 occasions. And so I took a chance as well with Can't Hardly Wait. When I saw the trailer, I'm like, okay, if this is based off of that, it has to be good. And it is. Now, She's All That. I don't like that movie. I've seen it twice. I rewatched it again last year. It's just not for me. I know a lot of people love it, but there's too much weird stuff that happens in that movie, and it's awkwardly paced, and I don't know. It's just not for me. It's for other people, good for them. I know they came out with He's All That, and nobody seems to like that. This is what happened when you get a TikTok star and have them as the main character. Stop getting these internet personalities and stuff. They can't act. And so with this movie, it introduced me to a lot of stars. Chris Evans. It was the first thing I've ever seen him in. And of course, he's Johnny Storm in Captain America. Or was, I should say. Also, I think her name is Shyla Lee. She's from Supergirl and Grey's Anatomy. And also, she is the half-sister of the dude who played Andros, the Red Ranger in Power Rangers in Space. What's also crazy is, speaking of Power Rangers, The Yellow Galaxy Power Ranger is in this movie as a foreign exchange student, and she's completely naked in the entire movie. I could not believe that because she was just coming off Power Rangers at that time. And it's also introduced me to the group of nerdy guys, whose names I can't think of right now. And one of the nerdy guys was the little brother, and She's All That. It also introduced me to that dude from Popular who was in Varsity Blue, the big guy with the cowboy hat. He said if anybody gonna spoof his character, it's gonna be him. And I remember the black dude from the Cosby Show and Scream 3. I can't think of his name right now. He's also from Sister Sister. He plays the token black dude in this. And so, like, somebody else this movie introduced. Oh, Jamie Presley. I remember she did that Jerry Springer movie, which I did not see at that time, but I just remember her being so hot. I've later on seen the Jerry Springer movie, which is not a good movie at all. And she was also in what's that movie called? Dead or Alive, something, something, some video game movie that did not do well either. Her movies don't do well. And so she's mostly relegated to TV. And, you know, the thing about spoofs is that you can either get it right or you can get it wrong. But then, you know, things that got it wrong were kind of like, I haven't seen date movies, so I can't say that. But superhero movie, I didn't like that. Also, that one with Kim Kardashian, I didn't like that either. And it just started a whole thing of spoofs. They even did like a spoof TV movie. And this was actually, even though this never had a sequel, they were gonna make not another teen TV show type thing, which I need to talk about because I haven't done that in a while. Like last year, I started this thing about TV pilots that did not get picked up. I stopped after a while because I just got too busy. And so I need to restart that back up because there's at least 3 more I have to talk about. And there's one that's similar to this movie. And so basically the main movies this take from is She's All That, Can't Hardly Wait, and 16 Candles in the Breakfast Club. Those are the main ones, but it also takes from a variety of like different others. And what's crazy is that like, I don't know how, but this is, in my opinion, better than She's All That. It takes the premise of a girl named Janie who is like this virgin high school girl. She's like the hot girl with glasses, overalls, and paint. And because it's a spoof, everything is so like over the top extreme, right? And so she can't get a guy to save her life. And of course, Chris Evans' character, Jake, I think his name is, he is the football dude, the popular dude. Everybody wants him. Everybody wants to be with him. And he makes, of course, that bet. That bet that he can turn any girl into like prom queen and everything. So his friend picks that of Janie. And he's all like, this is going to be impossible and everything. So he tries to do everything he can to woo her. The American Pie scene with the vibrator is hilarious, man. Like when they go to the extreme, they go to the extreme. A lot of the deleted scenes on this are just as funny. And it's the musical at the end is expanded in the deleted scene. I prefer the expanded version. It's so much better. And so like so basically, you know, he has to try to convince her that, hey, you know, I like you and blah blah blah, let's go out. And so she does the whole, oh, you know, my mother died thing, and like, you know, I'm a painter, I don't like popular dudes and like all this other stuff. So she's very antisocial. And what's crazy, the people always assume these movies are just making fun of random things and random people. But there are people who actually act like this. I had a friend in college who was like this, very antisocial, wore glasses, hair in a ponytail, wore the same sweater every day. And I remember the first day I met her, because I met her through a friend, she's like very scared, you know what I'm saying? Because she was away from home, she's in college, living in the dorms, and when I was in the room, she literally said, "Oh, you know, blah blah blah. I have a box cutter in case anybody does anything to me." She was directing that towards me. Like that's how scared she is. The way when she meets a guy, she lets them know she has a box cutter, and I'm thinking to myself, wow. Like just wow. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but thank God I'm a good guy, but what if I was a bad guy and her box cutter is someplace else, and it's kind of like you ain't gonna be able to get to that box cutter as fast as I can run up to you and knock you behind out. So don't. So this is what I hate about people like that. Like if you are this scared, timid type, don't try to intimidate people thinking you're tough and talking about you got a weapon because you ain't gonna be able to grab that weapon in time. And then your behind's gonna be in trouble. So you have to watch what you say to people and stuff, you know? But she's a nice person. It's just I haven't talked to her in a while. I don't know what she's doing now. I don't even know where she's at because I lost contact with a lot of people from college, and also I just don't like the idea of having friends no more. But she's like the geeky, nerdy type. When we all went to like see Harry Potter, she was dressed as them Harry Potter characters, you know. So there are people like that. And so, like, it takes a good while, but he is able to, of course, transform her into like a beauty queen and stuff like that. The transformation sequence is hilarious, straight from She's All That. His sister tries to like, you know, transform her, but his sister's weird. She's like in love with him. Like in love with her own brother, and it's disgusting. And even his dad tries to get him to go with his mom and stuff. Oh, but like she's like the oblivious girl and this and that. When it gets to like her brother and his group of nerdy friends, you have the white dude who tries to be Asian, which I don't think he's white and real. I think he's Jewish, but you know he's supposed to be like the white dude who's like, you know, into who's like totally thinks he's Asian, so he dresses like them, he talks like them. He does like the nerd sensitive guy who's like overly too sensitive. There is this the nerdy guy who's horny, trying to get like a girlfriend and all this other crap. Let's see. Oh, Janie has a best friend who is stuck in the best friend zone. He is like the ducky and everything. And he just can't get her to save his life. The token black dude tries to do every type of black stereotype there is. Even dressing as James Brown at one point, I think in the deleted scene. Oh yeah, I think it did make it in the movie. And the big guy, the football guy with the cowboy hat, he's always getting knocked out, having concussions and this and that. The coach is always cussing him out and spitting and everything. Talking about how, you know, you have to like score and this and that. Mr. T is in the movie, playing the wise janitor. We've all met those type. The cheerleaders are doing the whole bringing on Mean Girls thing, with Jamie Presley's character played. The only thing about that I don't like is that they use the N word in their like, you know, their cheerleader like chant and stuff. Because of course, in bringing on the white team takes they still moves from the black and Hispanic team and stuff. And so, like, basically, you know, he takes her to like a party. She's all super hot. The best friend who made the bet is kind of like, crap, dude. She is hot. So he wants her. So he ends up taking her to the prom and this and that. And so Jake realizes, you know, he has to like get her back. And so he's chasing, running down every hotel room and everything till he can like find her. And she's about to go off to art school. And they're contemplating, should they stay together, should she go, this and that. And then of course, I forget the actress name, but she's from all those 80s like movies like The Breakfast Club and 16 Candles, and it's a cool cameo. And so, you know, this movie is like an crazy, insane romance movie. Like you have to watch it to experience it just because it's too wacky to like explain. But this is one of my all-time favorite spoofs. It's one of my all-time favorite romance movies, comedies and everything. It's just everything was just perfect in this movie, especially the casting and stuff. Now, wasn't that romantic? Or depressing, depending on what kind of video I just talked about. Okay, well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And bye.